Good afternoon and welcome to Bree. Actually, it's my home place here, Leamsbrat here this afternoon for the Senior Hurling Championship. Aidans, St. Aidans, of course, Enniscorthy, Gorey, they're all over the county and they're in Arklow as well. So we have Ferns, who were beaten in the semi-final by the county champions last year. They're taking on Oylegate, Glenbrien today. It's a very windy day, so apologies if there is a little bit of wind noise in our microphone. Dennis and myself are up perched high here. We have a great view, but the wind, unfortunately, there's a total contrast in weather today than we've had in the last couple of weeks. Ferns, who beat Fight Harriers in the quarter-final last year, won 19 to 14 points, and then were beaten by St. Martin's, 122 to 3-9 in the semi-final, and we know what St. Martin's did. All the damage was done in the second half in that year. Ferns would have pretty familiar team that with a lineup of Johnny Dwyer, surprise goalkeeper, because James Lawler, the regular goalkeeper, has travelled. Jack Young, a young man in a cornerback, pardon the pun, wearing number 2. Niall Murphy, number 3. Brian Stafford, number 4. Patrick Breen, who was fresh from his exploits with the Wexford senior footballers, where he made his debut at 32 years of age, sweet hurler as well. Gavin Bailey and Kenny Murphy in the half-back line. Rory Scallon, Conor O'Toole in 8 and 9. Charlie Rourke, Corey Byrne-Dunbar and Owen Murphy in the half-forward line. And Chris Turner, Paul Morris as the captain this year. Paul, of course, is on the Wexford committee that's been selected to pick the new Wexford senior hurling manager. Dermot Byrne wearing number 15. We'll go through their subs when they come on. The manager's Pat Bennicourt. Pat was sent off and suspended for 2 games after an altercation in the semi-final last year, so he's outside the fence over on the far side. I was talking to him, but he can't be on the sideline, he can't be in the dressing rooms. Now, the Oylegate Glenbrien team, they didn't have a great season last year, to be honest. They were beaten in the preliminary quarter-finals, and they're hoping to go better this year with a new manager, MJ Reck, the local man, back in situ. Aaron Duggan in goal, Kyle Kieran Hoorhan, captain last year, and Paddy Casey, the full back line. Peter Rowley, Damien Reck and Jack Hennessy. Damien was injured for that game last year, so it's great to have him back. Jack Hennessy has been replaced by Shane Reck. Fikra Hoorhan and Jack Nolan moves to wing forward, but he's named in midfield. Mike Kelly's named a wing back instead of Hennessy, so there's a bit of a change there. Sean Rowley coming in, Seamus Casey, Dara Hayes, Joe Dunn and Podge Dorn. So we're almost ready to start. The referee today, Stephen Burke. And we apologise, there will be a little bit of wind noise, so our apologies. Let's hope there's loads of senior games on today. And tune into Clubber, that's the place to be to watch all Wexford's club games. So we're ready to resume here. If we can stop everything from blowing away. And hopefully Dennis won't take off over our cameraman won't take off over the end of the pitch down there, but we'll do our best to keep it going for you. So we're ready. Thankfully the rain has stopped. Had a little bit of rain here just before the game, but thankfully it has calmed and it has stopped. So we're almost ready to start. Ferns look like they're defending the goal on the right. The wind is kind of blowing across the field into our faces, which is not ideal, but you know what, we'll survive. There you are, the sliotar is in, the game is on, and the man wearing number 26, familiar running side of Shane Reck straight away, and that's an opportunity, and that's straight away within the opening 5 seconds. I would say we have the first point from Shane. Got the ball lovely, wearing number 26. There was a doubt about him coming in, but Shane Reck gets the opening score of this game. Shane Reck putting Oylegate Glenbrien 1 point. It was hard to judge. The first game we had already had games last night, of course, but Ferns, dressed in their familiar jerseys, working the ball up the field, and doing well is Conor O'Toole, established in this team now quite a while. The ball down that left-hand side, and an effort at the post, and it's a really good effort, but has it swung over? It has swung over from Brian Stafford, getting Ferns' opening point of this game. So we 1 point apiece here in this opening half. We're praying that the rain will stay away as well. It's the Pettit Senior Hurling Championship, the first group games. It's full hurling of football now until probably November. All of the games on Clubber TV. Oylegate dressed in their familiar colours. Famous over to the right hand side here, over into the corner, right down in front of us. An opportunity for a score, and into the wind. To give you an idea of the wind, it dropped short there, that attempt from the Dara Harris dropped, which will give you an idea of the strength of the wind. and you're probably getting a little bit of a feed of wind in the microphone, but there's nothing we can do about that. We've a great view, all right. Lovely pitch here in Ballyhogue. Ballyhogue more famous for its football prowess over the years, although it's 1971 since they won their last senior football title. The man that scored a point a minute ago, hanging it out for Ferns, Owen Murphy. Owen Murphy, very experienced, down into the corner. Lovely little take, Paul Morrison, he wins a free. Used all his years of experience to win a free in that time. Captain of the team this year. And Ferns, Pat Bennett in his 5th year with Ferns. The Waterford man, of course, we saw how good his 2 sons were playing with Waterford. A lot of discussion about hurling at the moment. This is an opportunity for Corey Byrne Dunbar. He's assumed the free taking duties. Ian Byrne is on the bench. He normally would take them, so this could put Ferns in front. They have the advantage of that win, 2.5 minutes gone, and Corey Byrne Dunbar does put it over. Stephen Burke, dressed in black down there. Referee, puck out, going short into the wind. And that's a nice little ball over to Sean Rowley. Good to see him back. He had a horrendous injury, and he's back. And this is an opportunity for the line ball down there. And it's going to be taken by Ferns' Kenny Murphy. What a contrast in the weather. What a wonderful week we had. Oh, this is a chance for Fern. A lovely breakthrough on the left and off his left with the wind behind him. A great point from Dermot Doyle to put Ferns 3-1 up. And they've got to take advantage of this wind. One fields with 3 minutes played in this opening half. And we had rain. Thankfully, the rain at least has stayed away. They give you an idea of the strength of the wind. The puck out just coming past midfield, but Oylegate, Glenbrien have it there, missing Jim White. He's away on his honeymoon. And a special hello to his new wife, Sarah. Jim has said he's thinking of other things at the moment because he's not thinking of hurling anyway. Oylegate, Glenbrien winning a free in, and it's not too easy into that wind, I can tell you. Seamus Casey, of course, they have a very accurate free taker that normally wasn't involved with Wexford this year, but we saw him before do the business. It's a toughish enough one, although straight in front of the post, so it shouldn't be difficult for a man of his capabilities. And Seamus doesn't let me down. He puts it over the bar, so that's his first point of the day. I'm sure it'll be the first of many. So that's their second point. 3 points to 2. We played 4 minutes in the opening half. Long puck out. Look at the vantage. The wind has landing it right down inside the 20. Just won't come up for Paul Morris trying to get it up, and it's back out. Dermot Doyle has already scored today. The ball flicking out to the far side. The left wing. Touch away. And again, it's touched away by Dermot Doyle. Tight angle for him. Going for a very tight angle, it just drifts wide. So that's the first wide of the afternoon. And that one has gone to Ferns. So decent crowd here on a Saturday afternoon too for this game. Plenty of interest because people want to see hurling. And let's hope that what we are going to witness. That is aimed wide by the 2 umpires, and there's a little debate there. The referee is going in to make sure that there isn't any dispute, but the 2 umpires have signalled wide, so I don't think there's any debate about it. Usually when there's one, the ball is waved wide then by the referee. So I would say with 3 officials waving it wide, there's a fair chance it is wide. 3 points to 2, 5 minutes gone. This opening half, the Pettit Senior Hurling Championship. That's a loose one, and there's no doubt about that one. Well, you certainly can't give Corey Byrne Dunbar opportunities like that. That's his second point. To put it over the bar. And to Ferns 4-2. They'll have to take advantage. Miserable day for hurling, I have to say. In terms of the condition, just the wind, in terms of the condition of the pitch and all of that is grand, and there's no rain, but heavy tackling there, a little bit of free. A lot of debate, of course, in Wexford J circles about the referees blowing the whistle too much last year. Let's hope maybe that there might be a change in that, although there was no doubt about that one. That was a free. This is an opportunity for Seamus Casey again. He's back a little bit further than he was the last time, and he's a little bit over to the right. Here, 4 points to 2, 6 minutes gone in this opening half here in Bree. The home of Ballyhogue, just down from the village.
The home of the legend.
And that one is gone. That one is gone over the bar. Well, the 2 umpires, yeah, they did. The flag went up. The umpire on the right-hand side is the one that should have seen it going over, but he was a little slow to put his flag up. And that's second point for Seamus Casey to keep him in touch. 4 points to 3. Ferns trying to take advantage of this with obviously in the first half. Brian Stafford soloing down the left hand side. He's already got his name on the score sheet today, but that's gone out over the line. It'll be an Oylegate line ball. Fikar Huram, who plays AIL rugby with Enniscorthy. Scrum half in rugby, midfielder in hurling. Very talented young man. His brother Kieran is playing at fullback. Kieran, of course, was part of the Wexford senior football panel, as was Patrick Breen from Ferns. The Wexford senior football panel that were beaten in the quarter-final of the Talton Cup. Line ball into the middle of the field against Spill there. I'm sure teams of Rusty that played a lot of games played in the league, but Rusty, that's a lovely crossfield ball from Corey Byrne-Dunbar, who's really stretched, I have to say. Corey Byrne-Dunbar came onto the Wexford scene, wasn't involved in the panel this year. He was for a while, I think, moving it through the channels, which they've got to do against this wind. There's Oylegate over on that far side. Peter Rowley over to the far side. 2 Rowley brothers playing, trying to get it up to his brother. Won't come up for him. He's buffeting him around the place by Ferns, a bit like ourselves. And Ferns do well to clear their lines there. No panic from them on. Murphy working it down the line and the ball straight down into the corner. There's a chase in the corner down there. Trying to get it up is Chris Turner. Very experienced player. Just won't come up for Chris, will it? But he's getting plenty of attention from the Oylegate defence down in that, pinned into that right hand corner, and they come away with referee has seen a free there, so it's into Ferns. It must have been illegally either picked up or illegally. It was illegally handled anyway, so it was a free. See the lovely pathway down there from our camera view. And there's a tidy shangle. And the referee has changed and given a decision up the field. Looking forward to a couple of months of, well, more than a couple of months, maybe 3 or 4 months of hurling now, Clubber TV. Don't forget to tell your friends if you want to watch all the games, and big shout out to anyone that may be watching us today that's not feeling too well health-wise. No great hurry. I wouldn't blame him for not being in a hurry into that wind, which they'll have in the second half, Oylegate. MJ Reck back in his old club. His 2 sons playing, so it's not easy for him, but had a great year with Davistown, Courtnacuddy last year. Heavy tussling for the sliotar right down in front of us. Just Seamus Casey got a little touch on it, but it's good defending back there. Seems to be playing a spare man back there, Owen Murphy Ferns. That's a lovely one through the channels. Owen Murphy on the gallop with the black helmet off his left. He was hooked though as the ball went in. Goalkeeper has to be careful here. Aaron Duggan, former Kilkenny man. He's a very experienced goalkeeper. Played underage for Kilkenny. The ball out to the right hand side here, out to Kyle Kern, or Paddy Casey it is actually, working up the field and moving through the channels. They got a carry. This is a lovely carry from Sean Rowley, heading in on goal. As he got a point, he has Sean Rowley into the wind. He judged it perfectly, and it's good to see a man that's already judged win. That's his first point. Good to see him back hurling as well, incidentally. So that's another point, and the sides are level. Ferns 4 points, 10 minutes played. Oylegate 4 points. The ball down at the far side scoreboard over on the left, and the ball spilling on the ground, but Oylegate have it again. Their familiar colours. I think maybe there's a little bit of a change to the championship this year. There's a little bit more risk and reward in the championship, but first game, I suppose we won't judge too much on it, but little Sloan hitting that one, and he's hooked Joe Dunn. Sean is his father, of course, and Liam is his uncle, Liam Dunn. And Liam has put his name forward to be the Wexford under-20 manager. Ball dropped on the ground, picked up by Paddy Casey, again involved in the action. Was part of the Wexford senior panel the first year of Keir Rossler's reign. It's a lovely ball, ground ball up to give them a chance to get to it. Heavy tussling over there, good defending back there by Ferns, I have to say, and that's really good defending from their wing forward Charlie O'Rourke. Played minor for Wexford. Ferns have it back, struggling to get it out of their own half of the field with the wind behind him, and that looks like a free. There's no question that that one wasn't a free. 11 minutes in the opening half here in Bree. Of course, one of the great players from Ballyhogue, the club here, is Phil Wilson. Dual player, played hurling and football for Wexford, and he's a terrific player. And what we didn't want, the rain has suddenly decided that I'm going to annoy everybody here today, so it's going to be tough to keep the old camera lens dry and all that kind of stuff. little scatter on the crowd as well. So Ferns, yet after a lot of messing, we might have a chance of the ball being hit in here, having a go at the scoreboard. And an opportunity for Corey Byrne-Dunbar. Oh, dangerous ball in around the area. Is that gone to the net? I think that's gone to the net. Somebody got a flick on it in there, but the ball went in, and there was a flick on it. And dangerous ball in around the area with the wind behind, and just a flick. I think it was a flick on it inside by, might have been Dermot Doyle got a flick on her. But it's a goal for Ferns. It's just what they needed, a goal. We'll check it at half-time who actually got the touch on it. Maybe Charlie, maybe Corey Byrne-Dunbar would claim, well, look, I hit it so well and went all the way. And that has certainly changed the complexion of the game in this opening half. Here in the horrible conditions now facing us here as we work the ball. It's 1-4 to 4 points, 12, nearly 13 minutes played in the opening half. And the ball down on that far side, Oylegate, Glenbrien, just shows the contrast. And this is the real Irish summer, somebody said to me this morning. Certainly a total contrast from what we had all week. Ball over to the right-hand side. And Oylegate's Freaker Hurhan. We're in a venue today where I suppose it's not really geared for our job. And that's an effort at the post, and that's gone down as a wide. That'll be the second wide for Oylegate Glenbrien. Now they are playing into a horrendous wind, I have to say. And the ball is worked forward down the field. And the ball down to the left, trying to get it in through Ferns. They've got to take advantage of this huge wind that they have, and of course they have a driving rain into the faces of the Oylegate Glenbrien players now as they try to defend here. The ball worked up the field through the channel, up to that right-hand side. Over in the left corner running after it is Seamus Casey. And Seamus having a go from a tight angle, even though he was under pressure, but he's put it wide, it tailed wide with the wind. And ball over on that far side, trying to keep programs and everything dry. Well, it's not a program, it's a page, if you know what I mean. So our apologies with the rain. And the ball over that side, hopefully the rain will dissipate. The ball gone out over the line over there on that far side. 1-4 to 4 points. We've played 14 minutes in the opening half. And this free to Oylegate Glenbrien. I think that fortuitous goal, well, the long ball in, it was dangerous with the wind behind us. It was hard for the defence to defend it. And we could get somebody to switch off the water, we'd be right now. Or wipers. That's a man loose, Sean Rowley. Takes it, goes left and goes right. Got a little bit of a high bang, but I don't think there was anything in that really. That's not at a booking, in my opinion. The Oylegate Glenbrien player got injured, but he turned into him. There's nothing malicious there. And that's a nearly booking for Ferns' Kenny Murphy. We're actually changing our footwear here as well. That's how bad things are at the moment. Hopefully it's just a shower that'll go away. So a booking, first booking, yellow card for Kenny Murphy, deemed to be illegally challenged Sean Rowley. Okay, it was a little bit, there wasn't any intention in it, I think. Seamus Casey, a little bit further out every time now he gets a free. This game, Seamus looking at the right-hand side, chance to go perhaps maybe. And that's a good effort from Seamus into the wind, because you might get a good idea of what the wind is like in our microphone, but that's the third point for Seamus Casey. And that brings Oylegate Glenbrien back into it. 1-4 to 5 points. Long poke out down the far side. The ball touched away. Ferns trying to work it in down that right corner. And an opportunity perhaps maybe. That's an effort at the post. There's that one. There's no, it hasn't even gone. Well, it has gone wide now. That's the third wide for Ferns, and we've had actually second wide for Ferns, and we've had 3 wides for Oylegate Glenbrien. And the poke out, Aaron Duggan, he's a good long poke out, and he needs to into that wind. Ferns will have to face that in the second half, those elements. And I suppose the upside of getting rain is it might take down the wind. The downside of it for Dennis on the camera and yours truly trying to keep things dry is not easy. So we hope you're entertainment is not spoiled. That's a lovely little ball run through, but it's well picked up by Fikra Hooran. Fikra, lovely ball off to the left. Shema, Damien Reck running onto it and now takes the pass again. Damien Reck, he's still running, opens it up. Is that a score? That's a familiar score from the Wexford man. He's done that many a time for Wexford. He's joined captain this year with Seamus Casey. There's two elder boys. They'll kill me for calling them elder, but they're certainly senior men on the team. They've joined captains, but they're keeping right in touch. 1 4 to 6 points. Really doing well. Kevin Kennedy is their trainer. Dahi O'Mahony, Fergal Dorn are all involved with them. And Pat Bennett, of course, is with Ferns St. Aidans. Pat, the Waterford man, we saw how good his sons were with Waterford this year. Peter Nolan, Declan Brown and Bitsy O'Connor are the players that are the mentors with him. The rain has lightened a little bit, thank goodness. A chance for Ferns here. End out there with the towel, drying off the towel for Corey Byrne-Dunbar. Of course, Ian Byrne normally would be taking the freeze, and most of the time that he did take the freeze, he wore number 11. But Corey Dunbar, Ian Byrne is on the bench actually. He's been a long time servant for the Ferns man. Ian has a kind of a familiar style, like Ian Byrne actually, the way he faces up to it. And then everybody has their own unique way of taking frees, and he's kept that one inside the post. So that's another one for Corey Byrne-Dunbar. That's his 3rd point, and that's the 5th point for Ferns. They lead 1-5 to 6 points. We played 18 minutes. At least thankfully for the fine scoreboard here in Ballyhogue, we don't have to try and struggle to look at our watches. And that's a lovely ball, hit immediately inside by Conor O'Toole. It's right inside, trying to work the ball in, but it's never at the post. That's a good one. That's a really good one. He got a bang too, Chris Turner, when he hit that one. So that's the 4th scorer for Ferns, and it's also their 6th point to go with the goal, 1-6 to 6 points. And they're going to need it all, because it's at least an 8 or 9 point wind, in my opinion. It's as strong as we've ever seen it again. The ball down the left-hand side, and a man not picked up this time is Peter Rowley. Peter having a go, dangerous ball in around the area, but the goalkeeper watched it all the way. Johnny Dwyer, we've seen Johnny's exploits out the field for so many years, and there he is making a goalkeeper out of him this year. He's both Dwyers, his brothers on the bench still. Tommy and the ball off the far side though. Good defending this time by Oylegate Glenbrien. As I said initially at the start of this game, running into a little bit of a brick wall there, and the referee has gone over to intervene. I think it would be probably a free to Oylegate Glenbrien. But it's taken immediately, driven into Ferns, driven too quick for the referee, and I can't understand why he didn't allow that to be taken. But, we will stop here. Rain has eased, thankfully. The wind hasn't, however. And Podge Dorn, what a servant he's been for his club. What a miserable day. Thank you, Lord. This is a long way out. Damien Reck going to take this one. Just checking the wind. I don't think to check the wind, Damien. I think it's nearly blowing you over without checking it. So he strikes it really well. A nice crisp strike on the hurley. And that's a serious point into the wind. Now that far side is probably the easiest way to hit it into the wind. But that's Damien's 2nd point, the first one he got from play. He was injured last year, remember, when they needed him. Didn't have a good season last year, Oylegate Glenbrien, but MJ Reck is back, a local man to steady the ship. The ball, that's a lovely fetch down there on the far side from Charlie Rourke. A lot of promise from this young man over the years. It's taken him a while to develop, but he is very good. He's still 20 years of age. The ball breaking around the Oylegate full back line, and that's a body tumbling on the ground, but Damien Reck did really well. There's kind of a high tackle on him, was there, that time? And he's accused of overcarrying. I thought there was a kind of a high tackle there, I think of Paul Morris, but the referee deems it otherwise. And this will be a free in for Ferns. Tad to their tally of 1-6 at the moment, 21 minutes played in the opening half. And I think the first man that will invent wipers for glasses will be a very, very wealthy man. Nearly as wealthy as the guy they invented the cat's eyes. This is an opportunity for Corey Byrne Dunbar to add his 4th point today. Little fortunate free maybe. Stephen Burke, man in the middle, dressed in black today, and that one has gone over the bar. No problem for the umpires there. It's a little bit brighter, it's getting a little bit brighter. 22 minutes played in the opening half of the Pettit Senior Hurling Championship. And we're in Group B. This is round 1. And both of these teams in action again next weekend. With Ferns playing Glenbrien Town, up a really good performance last night. And Owlert and Oylegate Glenbrien, that'll be local derby. Nice and tasty, I'm sure that will be next week. The heavy tussling for the Slitter over there. First time we've seen a little bit of bunching today. In fact, there's very little short play. There's Damien Rick is down on the ground. It's always a worry when you see him down on the ground. He's checking himself. This is a chance here for Ferns, maybe trying to work it. Oh, an opportunity for goal, maybe. Oh, he touched it. Almost getting a touch on it, Owen Murphy. But he didn't quite get a crisp enough touch. And it certainly had Aaron Duggan in bother. Damien Rick receiving attention over on the far side. Oylegate Glenbrien mentors will be hoping that there's nothing serious with him, but that was a goal opportunity, wasn't it, that you've got to take with the wind behind you. Really was a glorious chance. The boots are going on. The cameraman is putting on his heavy boots here. He's obviously not a great forecaster, because if he was, we wouldn't have got caught in the rain up here. We had a choice of going down on the bank below, but there's a beautiful view up here. I think you'll agree for a camera. The referee is allowing time for Damien Rick. He's just checking with his umpire possibly that there was nothing untoward in Damien's injury, but I doubt it. I didn't see anything. God love him, he's a player that's had his fair share of injuries. He gives everything, of course. He goes in where it gets hurt, and if you go in where it gets hurt, well, that's what's going to happen to you. 7-7, a goal between the teams. Ferns always bring great support, I have to say. The primary school is one of the few primary schools. Give you an idea of the indication of the size of Ferns. Is one of the few primary schools that doesn't have a school bus going to the school. So there's Fern, Oylegate Glenbrien up the far side. Did he overplay that? He did. He got betwixt and between, didn't he? Really. Not like Kieran Horan. Kind of got fuddled there, or befuddled. Is that the word? Proper way of saying it? Befuddled. It's great. Great word, isn't it? Befuddled. Sounds like a chocolate bar. This is an opportunity for Ferns to add another one over, put another one over the post, because they're going to need all these, as I've already said with the win. 7-7 chance for Corey Byrne Dunbar. He's about 3 yards in from the far side. He's so like Ian Byrne in his free-taking technique that I might even check at half-time to make sure it's not Ian Byrne. This is an opportunity for him. Tightish angle over on that far side, but he has the wind behind him. All he has to do is let it float on the wind like a golf shot, and that's what he does. And that's his 5th point for Corey Byrne Dunbar in this opening half, building a 4-point lead for Ferns, 18-7. We played nearly 26 minutes in the opening half. That's flown by. Ball over on that far side, the touchdown. Ferns with an opportunity of a goal. That's a lovely little move. Seamus Casey lost his hurl. A wild swing there from Podge Dorn. The referee let it go. Another wild swing. But this is a chance for Ferns breaking forward. Charlie Rourke again. But a lot of bunching down the middle. There's neither team playing the wings at the moment. Maybe that's I suppose maybe that's what the wind does. It drags you in the middle. That's Podge Dorn trying to get a little touch. He gets it in his hand, having a go, using his strength to put it over the bar. That's a fine point from Podge. It's his first one today for Podge. 18-8. They'll be delighted with that, Oylegate Glenbrien, to get so many scores into the wind. That's what you need to do in this conditions that we're playing in today. And the rain's still blowing, but still falling, but not quite as hard as it was. 18-8, 26 minutes played. And Ferns did just ball inside. Ball bouncing around the place. trying to get in on it. 2 corner forwards there, but that's good defending from Kieran Hurhan. Pops it off to his centre back, and then an instant pass inside, running through the middle. Ball over to this far side, trying to break through. An opportunity here. Not the best pass in the world. Maybe a free conceded, was it? No. The referee was conceded. Paul Morris might protest, but it was a free from our point of view. He just got a little nudge on the Oylegate player when he was trying to pick it up. So a chance for Oylegate to go within 2 points. They'll be delighted with that if they can win at half time, just 2 points down. So this is an opportunity for Seamus Casey again. Seamus has scored 3 points today, 1 from playing, 3 frees. This is an opportunity to make it 4, and he's in closer than he was in the previous ones. He's just outside the arc, almost in front of the post. An opportunity to put another score on the board for the Oylegate men. Oh, he didn't hit it at all. In fact, it blocked down, but he gets it back in his hand. Is he going to atone for it? Maybe it's something better for him, but the pass popped outside. Wasn't great to young Jack Nolan. Nolan back out the field, and an opportunity here, and have they taken advantage? They have eventually taken advantage. Joe Dunn, crisp use of the wrist, the swivel and turn it over the bar, and that's brought them within 2 points. They eventually get the point. Oylegate Glenbrien. Seamus Casey missing the first opportunity. The ball breaking down Ferns again. It's end-to-end stuff here. Slipping on the ground and trying to work their way through, and the referee has accused them of charging with the ball. Kenny Murphy, a debatable one, I have to say. And Kenny hasn't said a word to the referee because he's already on a yellow card. One of the backroom team from the Oylegate men down there is just fastening his boot. It might be Kieran Hurhan, or the cornerback, Jack Young. Jack is another young man that played rugby with Enniscorthy. So there's a good few fellas. As I said, they're missing Jim White today. And also Mossy Cosgrave is carrying an injury. Thomas, of course, is his name, and Pat Cullen, 2 players that might start carrying an injury today, but they're on the bench. Ferns have to defend on their own 20. Ball on the ground. Bodies around. Fellas trying to get their backside in. Trying to make room. Referee policing it. Very close policing from the referee, and he's given a free down and then moves away. Ferns will be like they wanted to take it quickly, and Gavin Bailey using his experience. 1-8 to 9, we're in the last minute. There will be a little bit of injury time. We had a stoppage, a couple of stoppages. I remember one for Damien Rick. At least Ferns won't be happy to be just 2 points ahead in the second half, and maybe sometimes teams play better in the second half. Certainly Oylegate Glenbrien have used every opportunity they've had against this win, and they move the ball around the place, and this is Shane Reck again giving it off to the left, down into the corner from Podge Dorn, out looking for his wing forward over on that far side, young Dara Harris inside the defender, trying to cut back on the outside, still has possession, with tight defending over there from Ferns, and eventually is left with their Gavin Bailey using his years of experience. Now that's a player who's had a lot of injury this time. There's Paul Morris, has come back out the field to look for the ball. He hasn't got much in the forward line, but then he has been playing out the field. He's run into a little bit of traffic over there. The ball on the deck, won back by Oylegate Glenbrien, but Ferns have it again, touching it down the corners. A man on his own here has plenty of time to control the ball. He's already scored once today. Has he scored again? No, he hasn't, because that ball, there was a little touch on it, I think, from from Shane Reck. And the referee has signalled, I think that went off Oylegate Glenbrien, Shane Reck's hurl. So will this be a 65? The wind is still as strong as it ever was. The rain is still falling, not maybe quite as heavy as before, but it's still falling. Dennis is laughing at me because, I'm a little bit sheltered. He's no shelter. He looks like an Eskimo at the moment. He has so much gear up around him. And to make it worse, I'm standing in shorts. Maybe that's why it's raining. This is a chance for Corey Dunbar again. A little bit to the left-hand side, but we've a good view of it here. Really, he should just left it off and let it glide on the wind. And he's done that with the Ellis Ritter, but he glided too much to the one side. The referee decides to call time on the first half. It's Ferns 1-8 to Oylegate Glenbrien's 9 points. Ferns scores 5 points from Corey Dunbar, 1 from Chris Turner, 1 from Diarmuid Doyle, and the first opening score was from Brian Stafford. 2 points from Damien Reck, 1 from Sean Rowley, 1 from Shane Reck, 3 from Seamus Casey, Joe Dunn, Podge Dorn have all scored. So it's hard to call this one at half time. Credit to the players, I suppose. It's not cold, if you know what I mean, but the conditions are not great. Strong wind blowing down the field. It probably feel a little higher where we are because we're above the pitch. So plenty of work to be done by either teams here. They try to get the first points in the opening game here in Group E, round 1 of the Pettit Senior Hurling Championship. We'll take a little break here and we'll be back to you in about 10 minutes. Right, we're back in action. Teams coming out of the dressing room. Still a little bit of spilly rain here. And a lot of people not brave enough to wear shorts, but I'm wearing shorts today, I don't care. A couple of cold fellas in Ballyhogue alongside me here, you think it was winter. 8 to 9 points, we're ready to start the second half. We'll scour the ground and see if there are any changes. I don't think there are. Oylegate would fancy their chances now in this second half with that wind behind them. Referee Stephen Burke throws in the slitter for the start of the second half here. And Oylegate straight away nearly attacked out that corner. Seamus Casey taking in his left. Pops it up. Lovely takeoff. Chance here for a point. He's put it wide in front of the post, Sean Rowley. He'd be disappointed with that, actually. And he didn't hit it sweetly, but he didn't barely have to touch it. That's a strong, strong wind. Ball down to the over on that far side. Well taken by Oylegate's man, who's defended well in the first half as well, Peter Rowley. Ball over on the far side. Ferns have it back. Ferns will want to get an early score here. 8 to 9 points. We're in the first minute. Lovely take on the outside. They've dangerous forwards in there if it's let in. That's an effort at the post. And Peter Duggan watched it all the way. Curled in brilliantly. That's a fine point. And the second point for Chris Turner. And with the draw, with the wind the way it was, Aaron Duggan had to be careful with that one. But it's a fine score into the wind with that far side. Registered the ball. Short poke out. Duggan then drives it long on that far side. Maybe the wind has dropped marginally. I'm not so sure. 9 to 9. 31 minutes played. Effort at the post. He was kind of half crouched as he hit that one. That's the second wide in the second half for Oylegate Glenbrien. They'll want to cut down on that if they're to close the gap here. 4 wides in total. Poke out coming from Johnny Dwyer. I actually was talking to Johnny at half time. I was up at the toilets and Johnny came in and I said, "Are you enjoying your new position?" He said, "I'm not enjoying today." Anyway, Paul Morris, great servant of Wexford hurling, played over 100 times for his county. That misplaced. There's a chance for Ferns trying to get in on that. It's a lovely take from Dermot Doyle. Dermot Doyle to run goal. Oh, he hit it wide. What a chance of a goal. He did well to create the chance initially. Probably should have done better. He was under a little bit of pressure, but what a golden goal opportunity for Ferns. And that would have really put it up to the men from Oylegate. Ball over on that far side, gone out over the line. Signalled by the linesman down on that far side. 9 to 9 points, 32 minutes played. Don't forget Clubber TV to watch all the championships. I know Dennis is doing an intermediate A hurling game after this. There's 2 intermediate hurling games on in Oylegate after this as well. And there's also 2 senior hurling games in progress at the moment. Clubber TV. Don't forget your annual subscription. It's great value. I want to praise my cameraman today, Dennis, because he's been buffeted around the place. We have a great view. That's the only saving grace. The ball down, right down in front of us. A little hole there. A little bit of rain. Well, more than a little bit falling. Again, heavy battling. Wholehearted effort to try and win the ball, which is won brilliantly by Chris O'Toole. Or Conor O'Toole, should I say. Again, Ferns have a back. Little push on Paul Morris. He tied up that time. He's captain this year, but that ball breaks free for Podge. Dorn hit an instantly dangerous ball in around the corner. Seamus Casey there. Oh, pulled instinctively, turned the defender. Pulled instinctively. But when he pulled, he put it wide of the post. That's our 3rd wide in the second half for Oylegate. So, in fact, it's 9 to 9. Haven't scored in the second half. Ball over that far side and again back to Aaron Duggan. Change his mind, he gives it out to the defender out in front of him. And it's driven down the field by Peter Rowley. Down that far side. Well picked up by Seamus Casey, popping inside. A little bit of room for Sean Rowley. And he's put it wide again. Oh, that's the 2nd wide of the second half. Must be a tricky wind down there, because that's their 4th wide in the second half for Oylegate. They certainly need to sharpen up in front of the post. And they're getting the opportunity, so I'm sure his mentors will be disappointed with that, but it's conditions. Conditions mightn't be quite as bad as you see on the camera, maybe. It's usually the other way around. Ball running through to Johnny Dwyer. Great servant of his club. Gets a long one into the wind as well, running onto it, and served by Damien Rick. Damien getting away from the attentions of the defenders, moving it through the channels, and that's a long-range ball into the corner from from Jack Nolan. Jack Nolan leaving it over into the left-hand corner, and that's an effort at the post from a really tight angle, but a block coming in. That'll go down as a free, taken far side back to the goalkeeper Johnny. Drives it. These tattooed arms over to that far side, running onto it. Well taken by Kieran Horan over there. That's really good defending. Shoves off the attacker as well. Confident play over to his cornerback, Paddy Casey. Another experienced player, of course, at this time running through. Paddy still going, pops it off the boss of his hurl to Joe Dunn. Working inside. There's a heavy tackle coming in there. Good defence from Kenny Murphy. And that one is down as wide again. Wow. That's the 5th wide now of the second half for the men from Oylegate. 9-9. Nearly into the 6th minute of the second half here in Bree. Did I see the sun? I didn't. The eternal optimist. Ball breaking. Lovely surface here, I have to say. The pitch is in ideal conditions for hurling. The grass is the right length. Even though this is a football club, should I say, and there's plenty of hurling there. The Ferns a little unlucky that time. Getting choked up was Charlie Rourke. And this is an opportunity. Sure, Aaron Duggan might come out to take this one. Well, I suppose Damien Rick takes the long range ones for Wexford, and he's well able to take the long range ones for his club here. I know that Mark Fanning scored a few last night, and actually think one of them went all the way to net for Glenbrien. It looks like that was the game of the night last night, Ratnure and Glenbrien. And Damien having a go at this one. You know what? I think it's going to land short, land around the area. Well defended by Ferns there. That's good defending. Watch the ball all the way. Fullback Niall Murphy, of course, played several times with Wexford senior hurlers this year, and that's bound to have stood to him. So he caught that brilliantly. Ball around. Paul Morris trying to barge his way through. Has support behind him. He's midfielder Rory Scallon. Hasn't seen much of the ball today. Rory's work rate has been fantastic, but there's not a lot of crisp hurling out there at the moment, and I suppose maybe the wind has something to do with that. I think Ferns will be delighted. Maybe they had words at half time. They're on the attack. The goal on the right here. Well taken, however, this time by Mikey Kelly. He's had a quiet day today out to Kieran Horan, running it through the middle to Damien Rick. Damien Rick turns left and then turns right, creates space for himself. Lovely control of the ball on the slitter on the hurl. He's put it over the bar. Will the referee allow the point? I think he has allowed the point. Yeah, that's the point has gone over. 1-9 to 10, or is he giving the free? He is giving the free. Well, point was scored. Maybe it was after he blew the whistle, but he could still allow it. Chance for Oylegate to get a little bit closer. 38 minutes played. Rain still not quite as heavy, thank goodness. Chance for Seamus Casey to get his first score on the board in the second half. They found it hard to find the score board in the second half with 5 wides here to now. And he's put it wide. Well, that wind certainly must be tricky. It's a bit deceptive maybe for us. It's certainly proving deceptive for the free takers and from the forwards. And it looks like a wind is blowing, whilst it's blowing down the field, probably it's blowing a little bit to the left-hand side. Ball touched down in midfield. And to get a little touch on it there, Joe Dunn walking it away. Chance here, taking the ball to run, looking behind him is Jack Nolan. Promising young man, this fella. Hurl minor for Wexford. Jack Nolan has put it over. He knows where the scoreboard is. He knows how to put it over the crossbar, and that's his second point in the game. And now that's reduced it to 1-9 to 10 points. It is brightening up, thank goodness. I can see it visibly brightening. And you probably can see it on the camera as well. Over on that far side, and again, Oylegate starting to do a little bit more hurling now. Need to take more of the advantages that are there in front of them. But Ferns very experienced team and a lot of experienced players on that Ferns team, probably more than on the Oylegate team. The ball up in the left corner forward position, coming out and trying to take a left wing forward position, should I say. Chris Turner trying to work it out, has gone out over the line on the far side. It'll be a line ball which is going to be taken by Damien Rick. Another man that's come through horrible time with injuries at times. Works in his father's business now, MJ Rick Carpets. Ball down the line, but that one runs through the Ferns. They're on the attack. The goal, trying to get it through, but that's brilliantly defended by Oylegate's fullback, and then driven down the field by the midfielder Fikra Hurahan. Oh, chance here, cross Sean Rowley. Already too wide. He runs in. He ran out of ideas, really. Ran across the goal, probably, and he was chased by two defenders. Chance gone a begging. That's a lovely accurate pass over in midfield, but well intercepted in midfield by Jack Nolan. Jack Nolan scoring in the second half. Podge Dorn, dangerous man, close to goal. Podge turns. That's a tight angle for Podge. The umpire, I don't think, had much clue, although maybe he's right. That one has gone down as another wide. So that's the 7th wide in the second half for Oylegate Glenbrien, which is kind of killing them at the moment. 9-10. Ferns leading, ball on the far side. Short poke out, running it through the channels. A little bit of space here for Conor O'Toole into that corner. But again, enough defenders there from Oylegate Glenbrien. Damien Rick working the ball down. And want to drive it in towards the full forward line. Running out, good defence. Defender and attacker, wholehearted defence. Seamus Casey lost his hurl, went tumbling on the ground, and the Ferns defender looks bemused, to be honest, and maybe he's every right to, because Seamus Casey lost his hurl. He seemed to kick the ball, he flew off Patrick Breen. Patrick Breen is asking the question, but the referee is the man in charge, and he's decided that this will be an Oylegate Glenbrien free. Still 2 points between the teams, and we've 11 minutes played in the second half. Wind might, I won't say anything this time. Oh, this is an opportunity for Sean Rowley. Mind, he's been well policed by Ferns. He has to move back out the field, back out to Dara Harris. Dara Harris has got his name on the score sheet. Dara Harris has got his name on the score sheet for the first time today. So that's reduced the lead. He's the 6th scorer today for Oylegate Glenbrien, who, as I said, are missing Jim White. That's a change on the Oylegate Glenbrien team. I think Joe Dunn going off, is it? No, it's not Joe Dunn. It is Joe Dunn going off. And he's being replaced by the man that was due to start, young Jack Hennessy, another former rugby player in Enniscorthy. Ball over on that far side. His father, Jack Hennessy, over that right-hand side is here today, and the mother, that's a heavy thrust over the ball right in front, is dragged out by the right boot of Patrick Breen, out over the line, and Oylegate take it quickly, run it through the channels, and that one is passed out over the line. Now, there's a big debate about passing and hurling, and I'm trying to decipher whether a lot of players just throw the ball. I'm not sure. Maybe you should let him throw it, be damned, and be done with it. Palmer's working in inside, taking a nice little move, running through the channel, coming from deep to take this one is Owen Murphy. Owen Murphy has put it wide. Ferns have been much more economical in front of the post. That's only their 2nd wide of the second half, and they had 4 in the first half. Ball put out on the far side. Oylegate Glenbrien still behind here. 13 minutes played in the second half. The referee has given another free. However, this is an opportunity for the Oylegate men to get another score. Oylegate's manager, Pat Bennett, has been with Ferns. I think this is his 5th year with Ferns. Won a county title with them. And he's suspended, of course, so he has to stand out. He's the man behind the wire, as they say, over that far side. He got a 2-match suspension after last year's county semi-final. Seamus Casey. Seamus has measured it this time. That's well within his range. He puts that one over. His first one of the second half for Seamus, and it's his 4th point in total. And the sides are level. I think it's the first time in this game the sides were level, apart from the early stages. That ball has gone out over the line, right down in front of us here. The rain, I think, has disappeared. Don't say anything, Liam, because it'll surely come back. Line ball, Damien Rick going short. Giving it off to Rick, has it back again. Then he pops it off his hand, trying to get into the brother. But that's well defended by a man who's had a good game for Ferns today, Owen Murphy. A lot of playing at the backs. Pop it up the line. Paul Myers taking. Oh, he knocked it off his hand. Not like him. Knocked it off his hand. A man wearing a red helmet. Still looks very fit, Paul Myers. 36 years of age now. Line ball. This one is going to be taken by Jack Nolan. Very good young player, Jack Nolan. Famous name in Oylegate, of course. Pat Nolan and John Nolan were great servants of the Wexford teams of the 60s. And ball breaking down inside, outside the arc. What a chance here, Seamus Casey. A little bit of room for him. Will he fire for goal? He does. Oh, brilliant stop. Johnny Dwyer did really well. Now Casey hit it straight at him, and it's got knocked out for a wide. But that was a chance for Seamus Casey. In around the cover. Hit it straight at Johnny Dwyer, who stood tall, controlled with the boss of his hurl. Good saving from a guy that we normally don't see playing in the goal. So it's still a draw here. 15 minutes remaining in this game. Thankfully, the rain has drifted away. Ball landing down in midfield off hands. Paul Morris there trying to win it. He's come out to try and win that ball against the wind, obviously. Heavy tussling for the Slitter. Where will it, whose advantage will it squirm out to? And that's a loose one. Picked up by a man, for me, who's read really well today, Owen Murphy. He's been given a task, obviously, losing his hurl and kicking it out. Of course, Oylegate have done well in football as well. Was that a little push on the back? The referee said play on, and it's cut away. Number of players gone, and Ferns running it through the challenge. Patrick Breen. Patrick putting it on the boss of the hurl, trying to cut back inside, and he was definitely fouled. And the two hands out, pleading his innocence, Jack Nolan, but to no avail. And there's no question that was a free. Referee Stephen Burke generally has let play go, which is nice to see. 46, nearly 47 minutes played in this game. Sides are level. Could go either way. I think both teams will be happy with a draw. I think in the first game in your group, you don't want to lose, because it kind of takes a little bit of pressure off if you win your first game. This is an opportunity now, testing the wind. All he has to do is come up and shout up to us. We'll give him an idea what way the wind is blowing. Certainly not helping him anyway, it's blowing into him as he hits to the goal on the right. Measures himself very well. Corey Byrne-Dunbar, he's been very accurate in the first half. Has he maintained that accuracy? No, he hasn't. That one has drifted out, and that one has gone wide. So that's the third wide from Ferns in the second half. We've had 7 wides from Oylegate Glenbrien in this second half, and it's still a very tight game. There's no separating either side. Oylegate, Glenbrien 12 points, Ferns St. Aidans 1-9. Morris trying to stop. There's a dangerous ball, Podge. Dorn, you couldn't have a more. Oh, he's found the net. I was just going to say you couldn't have a more dangerous man in there. The delivery came in brilliantly. Dorn using his size and strength. Grabbed the ball, turned the marker, and that's a significant goal maybe in this game. Well taken by Podge Dorn. We've seen him do it so many times in his career. The big man strikes. Ferns trying to get an instant response. The goal coming in the 48th minute. Maybe that's significant. Ferns having to defend. That's a high tackle. Paul Morris just put his hand in around with the hurl. And the defender lying on the back by him for a little bit of time. That's a super goal. Textbook Dorn, really. Long delivery in, grabbed it, turned his marker. That's what you want your full forward to do. He was playing a bit far out the field in the first half. Maybe that's because of the wind conditions, but you certainly see how dangerous he is in there. And he's been left in there too, standing inside Podge. We saw him deliver goals several times for Wexford as well. And when I said that the wind might have dropped a little bit, I think if anything it's getting stronger. Aaron Duggan has come out to take this one from his goal. Fergal Dorn there with number 1 on his back on the sideline as one of the selectors. Down into the corner looking for Jack Nolan. Doesn't take it. In fact, it's the man that's just after coming on, young Jack Hennessy. Decent footballer as well. Having a go at the post. Had he curled that in? I think he has, you know. We'd a beautiful, oh no, it's into the goalkeeper, Johnny Dwyer. But we'd a beautiful view of that shot. Ball out on the far side, the change. Ferns made a change, which we didn't see there. Ian Byrne, the veteran, is on. Try and pull this game out of the fire. 1-9 to 1-12. Ferns coming forward down that far side. Trying to cut in. Lovely, strong run. Dangerous ball into the corner, trying to win it. It's Dermot Doyle. He's had a good game. Dermot Doyle, tight angle, but he's put it wide. Wide Ihes has hit Ferns now in mind. The opportunity at goal is much more difficult because they're playing into a very strong wind. They're fourth wide in the second half. We've 10 minutes left in this game, and that goal, that Podgedorn goal, the difference certainly is at the moment. Short poke out to the far side. Over to Oylegate. There was a kind of a feeling at half time that there wasn't enough advantage of the win taken by Ferns in that opening half. That's a strong run from Sean Rowley. He really is a strong runner. He nearly tripped there. A lovely ball working in inside to Jack Hennessy, but his moves are thwarted. The other number 7 has it. Low on the ground over to that far side to Ian Byrne, but it just wouldn't come up for him. And Oylegate Glenbrien take advantage. Ball to Fikra Hurahan. Taken away. Was there a little trip there when it was taken away by Dermot Doyle? And he wins a free in for Ferns. They need to get a response to that goal from Podgedorn, but that goal coming in the 40th minute was crucial, really. And I'm sure that'll be up in our highlights reel. Give you a chance to see it. Grab the ball. Turned. Going to be a word. Damien Reck is getting a little bit of a talking to. And so we might see the goal now. That long ball in, and it was well taken. You just can't stop Podgedorn when he gets in that position there. He's so good. But that's the big difference between the two teams at the moment. That goal came at a crucial time too. Decent crowd here on a Saturday afternoon. It's normally a good retail day, Saturday. Well, decent crowd. Good facilities here in Ballyhogue as well, I have to say. Shop open up there. I have to confess I went up for a little bag of cheese and onion. There's nobody talking to me since. I think the onion is quite strong in it. Stoppage for play at the moment. 8 minutes left. There will be a little bit of injury time, obviously. Limping away, hoping that he'll be okay, is Dermot Doyle. He's had a fine game today, Dermot. I don't think he's going to play on, however. That will force a change from the Ferns bench. Damien Rick got a yellow card for that. It wouldn't be the first one Damien got, I suppose. I mean, you're a wholehearted defender like Damien. You're going to put yourself in line to pick up yellow cards. It's an opportunity for Ferns on that far side. Corey Byrne-Dunbar. Crouch in front. Having a go. Strikes it really well. He hasn't missed this one. He measured that one brilliantly into the wind. First point in the second half, and his 6th point in the game for once the seat of Leinster. Ferns. Lovely castle up there to prove it. I think was it the O'Neills or the McMurrays in Ferns. I'm not sure my history. My own memory is not great. I wasn't around. Anyway, a chance here for Sean Rowley. Running into the fence, pops it off his boss of his hurl, and I think he's put it over. Sean has had a good few chances in this game, but he's eventually got his name on the scoreboard. That's his second one today. And that stretched the lead back to 3 points again. 113 to 110. Look out from Johnny Dwyer, trying to find one of his own players, which he does on that far side. Corner back, switching play over to his right hand side, Kyle Kern. Or sorry, Jack Young, should I say. But the ball is won back by Oylegate. They're on top since that goal. The ball drifting outside. There's a chance, an opportunity for a score, but that one is pushed wide. There's no doubt about that one. We didn't even have to look after it from Fikra Hurahan. That's the 8th wide in the second half from Oylegate Glenbrien. That'll be one thing that they'll have to try and sort out. But it is a difficult day, to be fair, for guys shooting at the post. Ferns, one would feel, need a major now. They're 3 points behind. That's a lovely take inside, an opportunity here maybe. And a lovely pass outside the Paul Morris. Paul lost the control the first time. He was trying to work it in. And a little hook on it, but he did enough to put it over the bar. Paul Moore's first score today. He's got his name on the score sheet. They're 2 points behind now, Ferns. Had an opportunity. His first time control just let him down for once, Paul. Might have put him through if he had been able to catch it. 6 minutes left. A little less than 6 minutes, and we will have a bit of injury. The wind is as strong as it was. Ball down towards the Ferns defence, but they're attacking it very well and coming away. It's Jack Young over this right-hand side, right down in front of us. Lovely take from Corey Bar, turning high. That one is Colmar's able to keep it in. No, it'll go down as a wide. He hit that more with hope than accuracy, really. He was kind of falling back when he hit it. But it'll go down as the 5th wide of the second half for the Ferns men. We're still trailing here by 2 points, 113 to 111. Difficult day for hurlers, to be honest, although I have to say the pitch looks in excellent condition. Most pitches are this time of year. Just had the ideal after the long winter. Just had the ideal break. This is misplaced pass by Jack Hennessy. The ball just bobbling around the place. It's not hot down there, is it? There's an Oylegate man gone down. And the referee, Johnny Dwyer, that looks like Tommy Dwyer wearing number 20. He's just after coming on. I don't think I need to ask who it is. It is indeed Tommy Dwyer. What a servant for this club. Referee was right on hand there. I'm not sure. I didn't see anything untoward. The referee is he going? No, he's a free in. Obviously, there was a foul committed by Tommy Dwyer. We've a right view of this one. It should be easy for Seamus Casey. Wind blowing a little bit. Whilst it's blowing down the field, it appears to be blowing from left to right. And he puts it over the bar. Put 3 points between the teams again. That goal proving from Podgedorn, proving decisive. That's the 2nd point of the second half. The 5th point for Seamus Casey. He normally gets more on the board, but it's been a difficult day. Ball on, dangerous ball in around the area. Ball running free. Chance for Patrick Breen. Pulls on it. Ball breaking around the area, but well defended. Too many Oylegate defenders there. And then they drive the ball down the field. There's a huge gap between the full back line and the half back line, and it's claimed he miscontrolled the first take. Niall Murphy. And is driven up the field. Then up towards Paul Morris, trying to. Oh, that's well read and well attacked by Peter Rowley. He's had a good game today, Peter Rowley. Paul Morris trying to win it back, running into his own player. Heavy tussling over there. Rowley's on the ground, and whilst he's not getting any attention from the referee, I think he just might have just hurt himself when he fell. But the advantage has gone to Oylegate. We had a disappointing season last season, playing in the relegation final, of course. And they beat their neighbours across a big Ballymurn to stay senior. But MJ Rec has probably injected a little bit of life into them. They have a lot of good young players coming through, the likes of Jack Hennessy and Dara Harris and Joe Dunn, Shane Dorn, another young fella. So they have a nice mix there, Oylegate, Glenbrien. Beaten in the county final 3 years ago, of course. And this is an opportunity. The rain has stopped, thankfully. We're just in the last 2 minutes of this game, and that one will go down as another wide for Oylegate. Hard to judge the wind here. We see more changes on the far side. It's another Oylegate making a change. I think the young man aforementioned, Shane Dorn, is coming in. Not sure who's gone off. Please, what's gone off? I think Sean Rowley's gone off. Only back from injuries. Missed most of last season through injury. That's a high puck out landing down in front of us. Tussling for the ball off the hand of Ferns' own Murphy. Ferns have it back. They could do the goal. That's a long ball in around the house here. Paul Mars up. Where's the ball? Broken on the ground. Won back by one of the young men this after coming on for Oylegate, and then driven down the field by Damien Rick. Podgedorn out. Misses it. Goes by him. And getting back and taking it very well whilst under pressure is Conor O'Toole. But the ball breaks free. Podgedorn on the left with a nice little touch away. And he goes tumbling on the ground. That's well defended this time by the Ferns St. Aidans men. And it's back to their goalkeeper, Johnny Dwyer. Johnny Dwyer over there on his own. Gets it off immediately. Lot of space over on that far side for Gavin Bailey. Gavin Bailey going to let it in. Dangerous ball in around where it might hurt, but good defence again. Brilliant defending back there, and helping out his defence is Mike Kelly. Of course, although wearing number 10, he is a natural defender. And Kelly, brilliant, comes storming out of the fence. Hand pass it off to his left, but the hand pass, unfortunately, was too strong and too wicked for Fiachra Hurahan. And it's won back by the Ferns St. Aidans men, and they win a free. 114 to 111, and the ball has been brought up. That was great defending by Mike Kelly. And some strong defending back there by Peter Rowley as well. He's had a fine game today, Peter Rowley. His defence has been excellent. Watching the ball, we're in injury time actually. I'm not sure what injury time has been signalled. I don't think anything has been signalled. It will be a little bit because had a few injuries. This is a chance for Tommy Dwyer. Tommy has put it over the bar. He's got his name on the score sheet. And the man that does a lot of boxing, I don't mean on the field now, I don't mean that way. He was a brilliant boxer from the Ferns Boxing Club. And 2 points between them, 114 to 112. Keenly contested game, I have to say. Ferns will probably look back on the first half and say we didn't score enough when we had that strong win behind us. They still have an opportunity here. They know they need a goal. That's a sloppy pass. Tommy Dwyer does well with it. Tommy Dwyer giving it up to the right-hand side to Kenny Murphy. Good Ferns name, of course, Murphy. Gets the ball inside. Oh, an opportunity, perhaps, maybe. Run through the middle. Oh, there's a chance. The ball. Patrick Breen. He pulled on it, but the ball, the opportunity is missed. The pass wasn't good enough to do win a 65. It was a lovely work inside by Corey Byrne-Dunbar, but Ellie Little let it out to Patrick Breen. Wasn't quite the ball that Breen wanted. Kind of lost control of it, but it was a goal-scoring opportunity for Ferns. And that would have been dramatic if it had have happened. Now they have a 65 to land it in around the square. Do they land it in around the square, or do they go for a point? It will be seen now in a minute. Corey Byrne-Dunbar has set up that move. It's been goal-scoring chances for both teams here today. Haven't really been taken apart from Podge-Dorns, which is the significant score. That's if the scoreboard remains as it is, in favour of Oylegate, Glenbrien will turn out to be the crucial score of the game. The ball led off the hurl of, and it's gone over the bar. He decided to go for the point, Corey Byrne-Dunbar. It's his second one in the second half. They just haven't got him on the ball enough in the second half. Now there's a point between the sides. Will the referee allow a draw, or will they play for a draw? Next ball is vital as the ball comes down. Aaron Duggan driving it as long as he can with that wind behind him, and maybe that wind has changed the way that Pookout landed short. Ferns need to win this from their point of view. They do win it. They can pass it out to the right-hand side, one-handed inside. Nice takeaway. Lost his hurl, but he's showing his football skill. Lovely Paul Morris coming out and taking it. Run into a little bit of traffic. He gets it back out to one of his own men. It's the man that opened the scoring today, Brian Stafford. In this game, Stafford over into the corners. There's one last chance here. Good defence by the full-back. Gone out over the line on that far side is a Kieran Hurahan. That's good defence over on that far side. And the referee is blowing the full-time whistle. So it's a 1-point win here for Oylegate Glenbrien. And Podge-Dorn's goal coming in the 40th minute proved to be the significant difference between the two teams here in Bree. So it's Oylegate Glenbrien. They'll be delighted to get off with a winning start. I don't think Ferns will be too disappointed. They will be disappointed that they didn't perhaps maybe take advantage of that win in the first half. But it's a winning start for MJ Rec coming back to his club again, his home club, the place of his birth. And he'll be delighted that his team have got points on the board. So they win here, 114 to 113. A 1-point win, and that goal from Dorn, significant. So they've got first blood on the board. And next week in round 2, Ferns will play Owler de Balloch, and the men from Oylegate will take on St. Anne's Rathnure. So tough enough start for them. So that's it. Yeah, we're going to go down and get an interview. So we'll come back. We'll be back in about 3 minutes when we get somebody up. Thank you. Where's Damien? Oh, yeah. Damien. Thanks. Well, sure. He's talking. Well, we have Damien Reck here, joint captain with Seamus Casey. Seamus said take Damien over. He said I'm bet. Nice to get back into the club hurling, but having the weather that we've had for the last week, and then to have a day like today, kind of hurricane winds, it was difficult out there, Damien, wasn't it?
It was. I suppose to have the week that you're after having there with all the sun and to come on the Saturday and it's windy and rain and whatever, but you don't know what you're going to get in Ireland, I suppose. But no, look, the conditions were tough for both teams there, and I think the scoreboard was only 13 points apiece or something, so low scoring. We had a lot of wides there as well, wouldn't be happy with it, but all in all, Liam, we're happy to get 2 points on the board and get off to a start.
Yeah, I was saying at half time that Ferns probably with the wind didn't have enough advantage, and then when it come out to start of the second half, then you hit 3 or 4 ways on. Was it just tricky? I'm just on the field. It's hard to judge what way it was going.
To be honest, it started swirling there at one point. One of the boys had a shot there and it went in and out, and it just got stronger and stronger coming to this side. But no, look, the conditions were tough on both teams. But I thought we had a good structure in the first half, and we only went down. We gave away kind of a goal we wouldn't be happy with ourselves. I'm sure we look back and get it now during the week, but if we had kept that away lane, we would have been in a great position. But we dug hard, and again we got out with 1 point win. I thought we deserved it, to be honest.
I know you were disappointed with last year. You kind of, I suppose, you've had a chance to regroup, haven't you? And your father's come back in as manager, and I suppose steadied the ship. Really, you have a lot of good young lads coming through, Damien, which is, I think, if you take Podge and a few out of it, it's a huge advantage for a team.
That's huge. Under 21s won Division 1 there last year and they're in the Premier this year. They have a great team. Young Jack Nolan is in for the 20s there. Dara Harris, all these lads, Shane Doran, Sean Rowley, a good first, well, it's the second or third year up now, but you want to get a good run at it injury free, and they're great chaps, and they're the future of this club. So the more we can build into this, and we've 2 young lads that are doing a bit of training with us, Jamie Downey and Alfie Sludds, 2 big chaps with the minors. They're in with us once a week. We're going to try and integrate them in over the next year or 2 then as well, and it's all about the young lads coming through.
Yeah, it's difficult now, isn't it? You're hurling flat out. You play football as well, so it's going to be a tough couple of months, isn't it?
It is. We've Rathnewer now next week. I didn't actually look at the game there last night, but county finalists there last year, they're a serious outfit with a great management team over them, so they're going to be structured well next week. So look, I'm not too worried about anything else now. Just get the bodies right tomorrow, Liam, and we'll group and we'll go again next Saturday. What
was your focus this year? I know you were involved with Wexford, so you weren't really around for the league games. What's kind of the focus of the club? Was it kind of a reset after last year?
To be honest, Liam, we know the talent we have in the group here, but unfortunately teams on paper don't always win championships, and we know the ability we have. We just want to get out here and express our hurling, and I think in patches we showed today, but overall I'd say it's a 5 out of 10 performance from us. It's not good enough really. It's not going to win any championship, but again, 2 points on the board, Liam. It's first day out, so we're happy with it.
Yeah, and obviously when you come out of the second half, you have the win behind. Psychologically, you say sometimes it can affect you psychologically that we have that advantage now. It'll be easy, but doesn't always work out that way.
No, I think a team like Ferns and a team like us, actually we probably prefer playing against the breeze, because we like to carry the ball out a small bit, similar to Ferns there. But again, it is I suppose a mental boost kind of going out. You have the backing of the breeze, but again, the breeze is not going to win any game for you whatsoever.
And the big man scored the crucial goal as approved after.
Big Podge.
He's dangerous when he's in there, isn't he?
Sure, he's still going. I don't know what age he's now, 35 or that, but he's still banging goals and still a threat for anyone in the county, so we're blessed to have him.
Yeah, well done on the start, Damien. Thanks for talking to us today.
Thanks very much, Liam.
Thanks, Damien. That's Damien there picking up his helmet and his hurl there. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's coverage. Oylegate Glenbrien strike first blood in their first game in the group. of the Pettit Senior Hurling Championship. Hope you enjoyed our coverage today. Don't forget all the senior games, intermediate games, and we've some intermediate A games on Clubber this weekend. So that's the place to watch your games. Thanks to Dennis on the camera. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and well done to Oylegate, Glenbrien, and commiserations to Ferns St. Aidans.